In the air to right, and he did it again!
Welcome back to the Lefties 2 broadcast. Week 93 is here, and that means another opportunity for, let's see if we can get higher scores in Club League. I'm not sure how it's going to work. But again, with all the trophies, all the people being close together, it has made it much more challenging, which you can argue good, bad, indifferent, but it is different for sure. So let's go ahead and get into the groups and then a start bench cut. Group number 1, goal level 5, Dem Buckeyes trying to make it 2 weeks in a row at number 1, going against the Patriots, Jabronis, team from Taiwan, and the Northerners. Next, we have Keep Swinging going against the Thrashers, MJIB, Taiwan Super, and Warts and Hemorrhoid. Pretty solid grouping overall, a little bit distance, but still could be good competitive score. Start Swinging here to go Platinum level 3, Redditors, Mosawin, Phillies, and Braves Dugout. Teams that are trying to get back into that top 100, and I think any team here gets a first place victory should have a good chance of being in the top 100. We'll see. Next, we have Aftermath Uprise and a goal level 4, Grand Slammers, Baga, team from, looks like could be Japan, and Ghostbusters. Next, in the group of death, we have the 1, 2, 3, 9, and 12. Okay, first, second, third, and ninth are all at 6,000. Snow Poetry and Cats looking to jump in there at 12. We'll see how it works. Group of Death 2, kind of. And I say kind of because we have 2 teams, the Legends and the Aftermath, going against 3 teams at 6,000. Again, the groups are decided by how many trophies you get each week. So Aftermath and Legends have a really good opportunity to knock out a couple 6,000 clubs as well as move themselves up closer to the top tier teams. And again, Wild Ball League, a country for hardworking people to enjoy at 7, and the Mandalorians at 6th. Next, we have the Baseball Bros, Namba, Lemon Big Air China, Team Japan, and Rebels United 23. The only team here, actually, never mind. Namba and Rebels United are right there on the cusp of getting back to that 6,000. And again, we got 3 teams here that have a really good chance to really make it happen and get closer. So we'll see what goes on. Cobra Kai, goal level 5. Slayers, Tasias, Dastan, and Mazzarovente out of Italy. All right, American Sluggers, Italia, Yankees, Red Sox, and Dingers. Again, these teams right here at 4,454 is the American Sluggers. The team who gets first place here for sure should be back in that top 100 or at least really close. We'll see what happens. Next, we have Moderated Bunts, Ballbusters, Veterans, Slam Jams 2, and Japan Samurai. Veterans, the closest team to that 6,000 spot. So we'll see if they can have a good week here and jump back in it. Next, we have Baseball Canada, 23rd. Looking to make a good move here as they got Korea, number 4th ranked Korea, and 8th Blue Jays. 2 teams in 6,000. And again, little Baseball Canada, good opportunity to make that move. With the first place victory, they need about a minimum of 125 trophies in a first place. And they'll be, I believe, their first time at 6,000. So they have a really good opportunity. Soba, 777, good chance of moving up. Next, we got the Misfits, Taiwan, Gotta Play to Something, Trinity, and Ballers at a silver level 2. Aftermath, New Day, a team from Taiwan, Canada, White Sox, another team from Taiwan, and a goal level 1. Perella Negra, this is it, folks. This is their ascension after about, I think, around 20 weeks, I think. Maybe this is week 20 for them. I'm not sure, but pretty close to that. 20 weeks and about 170 trophies they've been averaging the last several weeks. This is it. If you guys want to start a new club and you get about 50 people right away, it takes you about 20 weeks. And with that 20th week, they're going to have a chance right now to get to that top 100 right after this week. That's my prediction. Gold Moon. They've been flip-flopping for years. Nan's crew as well. And we're going to keep going. Lefties 2 starter. This is their 22nd week. And again, a little slower than the Perella Negra. The Perella Negra started about a week or 2 after. But again, higher trophy count. Got him there a lot quicker. And as you can see, the Full Send LLC, LA Monsters, the third week in a row. Full Send LLC has been in the same group, probably last like 9 of the 10 groups. So they're kind of moving together. Chinese team and Quebec baseball. All right. So again, they're about probably this group, if they can keep winning, maybe about another month or two until they have a chance at that top 100. All right. Let these two chill. And they've had 2 bad weeks in a row, as you can see kind of from the competition. 16th place Korea is the highest, with some teams that are 68 Stars and Stripes, American 60, and Taiwan Online Field Club. So this is really anybody's game. Low-scoring teams here based off of the last couple of weeks. We'll see if Let These Two Chill can make a move. All right? And a bunch of teams that are flip-flopping, minus the Team 38 right there is the Taiwan representative team, have a really good chance of knocking off 6,000 teams here, right? So we got Snow Poetry, Cats, All-Stars, Taiwan. So, top 2 probably going to make it. 150 is going to be tough based off of a recent event. So we'll see how it goes. And those, of course, are the groups. Let's go into a pitching of start, bench, cut. Welcome back in. We got a start, bench, cut, legendary pitcher edition. And this is all because I just recently got Murdock at level 13 today. And I kind of been using him a little bit just to kind of test the waters. And the reason why we picked the 3 legendary pitchers is, one, as you guys know, I mostly use Wade in my main lineup. Roger, as you guys have known, I've never really had him a high-ranking pitcher. And just trying to figure out Murdock and see how well it can be used. And we're going to kind of discuss what I think the benefits are of each of the pitchers, and, of course, kind of like what I should do with them. So let's take a look at the newest level 13 for me. Murdock, okay, right-handed pitcher, throws over, bats right as well, 4-seam, changeup, curveball, 2-seamer, and at 2 strikes, the probability of a pitch becoming a ground ball. So that is his skill, pretty deadly skill with that 2-seam fastball. Let's go to Roger, one of the OGs of this game, one of the original legendaries and one of the original pitchers here. Also 4-seam, changeup, curveball, and 2-seam, right and right over. So very similar. Now, again, after a hit, the 4-seam fastball increases for the next batter in speed, of course. So he's much more of a fastball pitcher, higher spin, control and movement a little bit lower. All right, go back to Murdock. I forgot to kind of go over that. All right, control high, movement high, spin a little bit low, velocity one of the lowest you can really get. And then let's go to Wade. So Wade here is the only lefty here. 2-seam, slider, curve, and changeup. All right, so he really does really well against higher batter rarity. And his main ability is that movement and spin. So, of course, if you guys don't know what spin is, right, we take a look. The spin is the ability to improve the pitcher's throw. That's not really good explanation. But it kind of deadens the ball in this game. The higher the spin, the ball doesn't get hit as far, typically. All right? So velocity has gone down quite a bit after they nerfed him. They're all essentially the same kind of hitter. So again, looking at the similarities, right? 2-seam, changeup, curve. 2-seam, changeup, curve. 2-seam, changeup, curve. So with Wade has a slider, and Roger with a 4-seam difference, and Murdock 4-seam difference. So with Murdock having lower velocity and having 2 fastballs, essentially his 4-seam fastball is 2 straight. Again, not a lot of movement. I mean, movement's pretty good, but that's usually with his 2-seamer and his curve and his changeup. But that 4-seam is very straight and very slow with low spin. Again, Roger here, high spin, low control, kind of poor movement. So his fastball is very straight, and his curveball doesn't have a lot of movement. Either his 2-seamer doesn't either. All right, and Wade, again, 2-seamer only, spin, movement, velocity is way down. Now, again, the ability of how I pitch, the reason why I picked these three is mainly because all three of them had that really big drooping curveball. And if you know how I pitch, I like to pitch that curveball high in the zone, right there on the edge, and kind of induce a lot of pop-ups. And I do love two-seamers. They all three have a good, solid two-seam fastball, right? Now, Roger, I have never been great with Roger. With lack of control doesn't help me too much, even using Jessica. But again, I usually use Matthew as my catcher, where Matthew doesn't particularly help Murdock too much because the velocity is so low. It doesn't really help too much. But his skill kind of makes up for it with that potential ground ball. So the idea here is I don't like Roger at all. Never have, really. This is kind of 26%. That's not really accurate because of Clash League. But we're going to cut Roger. All right. So Wade, I just got over 3,000 wins with Wade. And now it's going to give Murdock an opportunity. But the reason why I like Wade so much is that curveball that I use so often actually is more effective because, again, the higher the rarity and the spin, he doesn't hit as many home runs, where Murdock is already throwing slow and his spin is so low that the home runs are going to happen a lot more, in my opinion. ERA at 4.6, where Wade has a more sample size, 3.5. So the velocity, they're both pretty low, but a little bit higher, and a lot more movement with actually the same movement, and the control. So the control doesn't really do much for me, how I pitch. So in this case, as you guys know, probably not a surprise, I'm going to start Wade, and I'm going to bench Murdock, but I'm going to be using Murdock quite a bit here. But just that's kind of how I am. What do you guys think? Let me know. And, of course, see you guys next time on the Lefties 2 broadcast.